Hello and welcome to Science Talk. Today I will be discussing how we know that the Earth is round. And I was thinking of, should I make a video on the faults of the flat Earth model or the reasons we know the Earth is round, and this video will be mostly about how we know the Earth is round, but it'll cover both of those subjects. So one of the reasons that we know that the Earth is round is that boats going over the horizon on an ocean, when a boat goes far enough away from you on an ocean, it will dip below the horizon, and the bottom of the boat will disappear below the horizon first. And that is because the boat is going over the curve of the Earth. And if the Earth was flat, you would be able to see the boat much further, but the boat will eventually go under the horizon bit by bit. And if you zoom in with binoculars, you will be able to get a view of it again, but you will not be able to see the bottom of it because it will have already gone over the horizon. And the mast, the top, will be the last thing to disappear. And another way that we know that the Earth is round is, well, photographic evidence. There are photos, there's too many leaves here, I'm gonna walk over here so it makes less noise. There are many photos of Earth that NASA puts together, which flat earthers dismiss as not being proof because they are, they are stitched together from many different photos. And this is true. Most of NASA's photos of Earth are multiple photos from satellites orbiting the Earth, and these photos are then collaged together, and there is some CGI that is involved in putting the picture together of the globe, but there are also photographs of the Earth that are not composites, such as the original blue marble photo. That photo is not the original blue marble photo, the one where you can see all of Africa in it. That is not a composite, that is a full photo. And as well as, of course, the International Space Station. People, scientists, astronauts on the International Space Station can see the curvature of the Earth, and flat earthers will tell you that they're all lying and stuff, but there's been videos taken from the ISS where you can see the curvature of the Earth. And another thing is that on the topic of the Earth moving versus being stationary, there is proof that the Earth does spin, for one thing. One piece of evidence that the Earth spins on an axis is the formation of the Coriolis effect. Well, the Coriolis effect is what causes storms in the different tropics to spin in different directions. In the northern hemisphere, above the equator, storms and hurricanes spin in one direction, and below the equator they spin in the opposite direction. And this is explained through the physics of rotating bodies. It's called the Coriolis effect, and it's been observed and demonstrated to be true. And if we're talking about proof that the Earth is moving through space, which we know it is moving through space and orbiting the sun, piece of proof that I was going to mention is stellar aberration. And that is the fact that when we look up and see starlight, we'll be able to see the stars from a certain place in the sky, but the stars in reality are a bit further ahead. And this has been observed by astronomers for hundreds of years. It is similar to what happens when it is raining, and say it's raining straight down and you're standing still, and it appears to be raining straight down, but then when you run, it appears to be raining at an angle toward you. But in reality, the rain is still falling straight down. And this same law of physics explains why the Earth is moving, and we see the stars at a certain point, but in reality they are a bit further ahead. And of course the flat Earth model can only really work if the Earth is stationary and the sun and the moon and the planets are all moving above the Earth, which they're not. So those are just a couple pieces of evidence that I wanted to share as to why we know that the Earth is a sphere. It is not flat or stationary. It is a sphere. It is moving around the sun, and yeah. So yeah, I thought I'd like to share that. If you would like to learn more about how we know that the Earth is not flat and how we know that the Earth is round, I would recommend that you check out the YouTube channel SciManDan. He has very good videos on this sort of thing. He does videos on flat Earth debunking and some other stuff on other conspiracies such as Hollow Earth and fake space conspiracy debunking. He also has a series called The SciManDan Show, where he covers different scientific topics such as largest animals and different stuff about molecules. So I'd really recommend that you check his videos out. And that's the end of this video.